All right, so this is going to be a review of Night Swim. It came out earlier this year. I didn't get the chance to see it. It's directed by Bryce McGuire. The trailer didn't look all that great. It's like, okay, it's a horror movie about a swimming pool. It just didn't really seem all that good. It seemed kind of ridiculous and just thrown out there by Blumhouse as they've done before. um, but whatever. I was going to review it anyway. Didn't get the chance to. I had too much going on, so I'm pretty much playing catch up right now. I'll say how I feel about it in a second. So the Waller family. The father of that family, Ray Waller, played by Wyatt Russell, he was a baseball player, but he got really sick. He's still really sick. So they're moving. They're looking at one house. They end up not going with that house. And they end up going with this other house that they feel more drawn to. And it actually has a pool in the backyard, which seems pretty nice. But nobody's used that pool for a while. And later on, as they move in, things start to happen with that pool. But the father has to swim in the pool as part of his therapy. It's supposed to help him feel better, but it really helps him feel better, right? Like he's, doing much better than he was before. And he even has this weird extra strength and things like that. But then the pool actually starts to take him over. He almost kills this kid at their pool party, things like that. And then also the daughter and the son of the family, they're starting to see things, visions and things when they're in that pool. So the mother, Eve Waller, played by Carrie Condon, decides she wants to figure out what's going on. So she, eventually goes to talk to the family that used to have that house, that the daughter of that family drowned in the pool, things like that. She wants to really find out what's going on before things get even worse. So this movie is bad. It's boring, and I didn't like it. But positives, I think the performances are good. I think Wyatt Russell's good. Carrie Condon, she's good. I think they're the best in the movie, even though the material's not great. But the daughter was all right too. I can't say this name. Amelie Hoferel. She's Izzy, the daughter. I thought she was all right. The son, I didn't think he was all that great, but child acting. And then there's some side characters. Like there's a coach that has the father come around to help coach when they're hitting baseballs and things. I didn't think he was that good at all, but he's more of a side character. For the most part, the performances I thought were good. Um, there's two instances where I think the horror actually works. In the very beginning, with the little girl, she goes out to get her sick brother's boat from the pool. She ends up falling in. Obviously, she's seeing things at that point, things like that, and then she just disappears. I actually thought that was effective, probably because it's a little girl, right? So you're like, it adds to the tension that this is such a young girl in this part. Even if there was no horror going on, a little girl falling into a pool and potentially drowning, like that's going to be hard to watch either way. So I thought that worked. And then the part that I kind of talked about before, where the father's starting to get taken over by the pool, it's ridiculous, and the effects don't look good. The effects don't look good in this movie. It's clearly cheap. When he starts to get taken over and he starts to almost drown that kid, like he's going deeper and deeper into the pool, the deep side of the pool, and he's got the kid on top of him because they were playing around the pool, and he brings the kid under the water and he's just holding him there, and the kid is like starting to drown. I thought that was an all right scene, right? It's like, okay, you're doing something that I didn't expect you to do. I didn't expect this movie to go that far to where the dad's just gonna almost kill this kid. So I think that works. For the most part, the horror in this doesn't work, though. This movie is obviously just kind of thrown together by Blumhouse, just to have something to throw out there, a horror movie to throw out there. Keep it cheap. That's how we make a profit. It's a horror movie based on a swimming pool, so obviously it's going to be difficult to make that work, and especially make it work in a way that isn't completely ridiculous. So the way they kind of do that is by kind of forcing these jump scares that aren't all that great, or having this demon in the water that didn't even need to be there based on the explanation of everything and things like that. It feels like it's just there to have something there, so it's not just the pool and visions and things. A large part of the horror is somebody falling in the pool, or somebody just swimming in the pool and then they see a vision of somebody standing at the pool. They come up and there's nobody there. That happens way too many times. It's way too repetitive. The movie is so boring and lifeless. Even with the cinematography, it looks really bland. Looks cheap. Obviously, it is. It's Blumhouse. But it has no color, no energy. You don't care about these characters. You don't really care about the family. The one that I think the dad and I guess kind of the son get the most development, but it's not enough for you to actually care about them. Like you're just waiting for the movie to end. I'll spoil it a little bit, but like the mom goes to see the family from before the daughter drowned. That's one thing that already didn't make sense before we even get to reveals and stuff, where I guess the person showing them the house didn't tell them about it or didn't know. Like, how do you buy that house and not know about that situation about the girl drowning in the pool? And then another thing, why do people keep saying she drowned when this water takes people away? Like, there's like a deeper part of the water, and they just get taken away by the water. So there's no body or anything. So why would you assume she drowned? Wouldn't this be a missing persons investigation? And then when the water actually does take people away, we have two instances of this in the movie where you have a family member that just disappears and there's no investigation. They just move on with their lives. It's just like, well, that's bullshit. But then the the reveal itself, it used to be like a magical spring, the water, and the spring water is still getting into the pool or whatever. And basically you sacrifice somebody, and then in sacrificing somebody, the water makes somebody better. It happened with the earlier family. But you have the whole thing with the dad where like the dad is being healed by the water, controlled by the water, and then also almost drowned when he almost drowned that kid. It's like, how does that make sense with the water? So you're taking a sacrifice to heal someone that you almost killed. It's like it's nonsense. But it's just whatever we could come up with to make this movie happen because we need to make this money. I challenge you to watch this movie without ever touching your phone, without ever getting up to do something else, because I couldn't do it. I think it's damn near impossible to sit there and watch this movie and be engaged in it the entire way through if you're watching it at home. It is so boring. I'm telling you right now. I can't say that enough. It took me so long to get through because I kept pausing it to go do other stuff. I'm giving this trash. It is trash. It is thrown out there trash. But hey, let's keep the budget low so we make sure we still make money off this trash we barely put any time or effort into. But anyway, yeah, Night Swim. It's trash. It's not good at all. Subscribe, and we're done.